I've been performing for a long time. I did start of the way all the cool kids start in community theater. Yeah, so I did high school theater for a little bit, and that was pretty awful, right? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I feel you.
And then, no, I had a good time, but, you know, that was like a hobby, you know, and then when I went to college, I decided I was going to do theater, like, professionally. It was like this idea I had, and I started doing that, and then after a while, I got into improv troupe, and then I just kind of got tired of improv after a while, you know, and our buddy Scott Harrell started the show here, and that kind of evolved into all this, you know. It's a weird stand-up thing where everybody's coming from improv, you know, so it's just a weird, like, it wasn't traditional stand-up comedy, and nobody was necessarily trying to do that. It was just free-for-all, really. Probably like sketch, like SNL or something. That would, you know, I've always wanted to be on SNL. That'd be fantastic, but I have no idea. It looks daunting every time I'm watching that show. And I think, like, when I'm with my friends, I'm like, yeah, I'm that funny, and I could, you know, we do stand-up, we could be on SNL, and then I watch SNL, and I go, nope, I couldn't do that. So, are you talking sitcoms like laugh track style? Because the only one I could think of with that would be like How I Met Your Mother. Like most of it's horseshit, but that's because like CBS like has all these old writers that they are contracted with them. I think so. Like that's why you'll watch that and there'll be all these like jokes for young people and then these big awful old jokes that like nobody would appreciate anymore really. And you'll see those in there. And I think that's why. What was the other one? Sitcom? Was that sketch?
Yeah.
SNL, but Kids in the Hall, Upright Citizens Brigade. You know, the classics. Whitest Kids You Know, good stuff. What else? But like all the Will Ferrell stuff. Anything Judd Apatow. I've Judd Apatow, Kevin Smith, all that stuff. Apatow's my favorite thing overall. I would go on tour with probably like 5 or 6 of my buddies that are really funny that perform, but people don't know about them outside of Central Florida and North Florida. You know,
Awesome.
that's who I would take. I would do that, and I'd be like, look, we're from Daytona Beach and we're funny. It's crazy, right? Patrice O'Neill. No, I'd throw in Bill Burr. Greg Giraldo. I think of the other. Gilbert Gottfried. Probably like Jeff Ross. Just because I'm just used to seeing him now. So why not? I guess probably Chris Rock. Chris Rock just any. I mean, bigger, blacker. Dave Chappelle. Killing Him Softly, you know, like that. A lot of that, like late '90s, early 2000s. A lot of the albums that came out then were just fantastic. Like I could listen to any of that. All right, here at Tuna Nog Irish Pub in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's a really cool environment because the guy that owns the place is a friend of ours, you know, and he was kind enough to give it a shot, you know, and we just did the open mic thing. But this was already a hangout for a lot of the people around here that a lot of them might not necessarily want to go clubbing or something like that, you know. So Tiernanog is a great place for anybody interested in the arts. You know, they always have music here and stuff. So my first experience here was great. It was a lot the opposite of what you hear of most people with when they start doing stand-up. You know, like they're like, oh, I got on stage, and I just bombed, and like everybody's sitting there looking at me, and it's just awful. Like that's what a lot of people say. But like here, it was supportive. You had all your friends here, and like if you did bad, they'd let you know you did bad. But I did mediocre. Thought that I killed it, and then but mediocre with all your friends around, and this crazy fun environment. It's a little more laid back. So it was scary, but a lot of fun because I have that performance background. I can hide, just bullshit it, and it's what I do. It's my life. I just pour on the bullshit and then get out of a lot of stuff.
Weird.
Fuck up a joke and just change it in a second. Figured out I can do that in a moment. On stage edit what you had in your head or whatever, So. I think I did crowd work my first time too. I just dove into it. But I've been watching it my whole life, so like it wasn't good or correctly done, but it was passable for what was happening that night, for an open mic. I'm Zach Bennett, and you just checked out my interview on thecuties.com. Yacht!